My name is Brittany Renee. I grew up in Burnsville, Minnesota, which is a suburb of Minneapolis, and I currently live in New York City. I'm considered a dramatic coloratura soprano or a full lyric soprano with a high extension. So I sing a lot of Mozart and bel canto, so Puccini and Donizetti, Bellini, all of those composers. When I was younger, I performed the role Lakme, and it was so special because it was actually kind of my first big, grand French opera. I had never done anything like that before, and I just had a blast. Some other roles have been Constanza and the Abduction from Sourdough. I did a couple years ago, as well as last year I did the Countess, which was a lot of fun. It really was through recommendations that I met Maria, a conductor that I had worked with while doing a production in California. Had sent me an email and wanted to know if he could pass along my email. And I said, sure, why not? And then once I got connected with Maria and we sat down and had our first Zoom conversation and chatted about the Decameron project, along with Sourdough and Resonant Works, I was just hooked. From there, I realized that there were, I think, a harpist who I had gone to school with, who knew me, as well as another singer, as well as another director. So it's kind of like we knew all of these different people were in our circle. We just hadn't met each other. But when we did, it just clicked. My character is called Boss.
I am a high-achieving professional educator who has been mostly grain-free for the past 2 years.
You can tell by her lines and stuff that she is very this is how this is, because I have to be this way, I have to give out orders, I have to manage, I have to make sure my schedule's on point, that I'm on point. And so she's always been used to all these goals and whatnot being in line. And so when COVID happens, that just all goes out. She still has to, go to work, but she's also, balancing out her family at home. I feel like for me, I was the same way. We all had these goals, we were going for them, everything was great. And then all of a sudden, COVID happened and a lot of cancellations happen. Wrenches get thrown into plans, but then all of a sudden it started to open up new gateways and new doorways to create more and do other things, or things we weren't necessarily able to do. I have so many. So I'll say my two is, of course, Boss's mini carb mini carb aria that she has. And every single time I hear it, or especially when I was singing it and recording it, it tickles me every time that she's singing about all the carbs, all the noodles and the pancakes, all the yummy good things that she probably is really not supposed to be eating.
Noodles and pancakes and also and bread.
And my second part is at the end of the opera, where you hear all three voices come together, and it's only for a page or so, and they just keep repeating the word that says listen. Everyone's coming together to tell their stories, to understand, to be aware, and all that they need to do is just to stop back, just to take it in and just listen. Don't say anything, just listen. And Gilda wrote this beautiful music that every time I hear it, I just start to tear up. Creating opera from home has definitely had its challenges. Just making sure I had the right equipment, making sure that lighting was okay, making sure that sound was okay. Luckily, I didn't have, for the Sourdough, I didn't have to use video, but for the other happy hour productions, sections, I had to make sure the video was okay. So it's always it's a little little skills, little extra things I had to like keep trying to figure out. So in the end, it was incredibly rewarding, but I'm not gonna lie, it was definitely challenging as well, because it's things that we are been used to, either like going into a studio or even just having like a rehearsal to be able to like hear different singers. So having to basically just create it on your own and put it together and hope for the best is so different. But then when I heard the final product, before we had put it to the illustrations, I was like, this sounds amazing. Like, it literally sounds that all three of us are, you know, in a studio singing this all together. Like, all of our nuances were perfect. The sound quality was amazing, but it definitely took some time. Funny story, I had planned out a mini vacation just to take some time for like 4 days, just to go away and just to like relax, kind of regroup and come back. And so when this timeline started to happen with the project, I realized that I probably would have to start recording somewhere else. So I definitely tried to record in a hotel room, like underneath my table with my pillows. And it just did not work. And I felt horrible, but it was something that was just kind of like, oh my gosh, like, how am I going to do this? And so, of course, I had to wait until I got back home to the comfort of my bedroom, because I get the best sound quality to do it. But once it was all put together, and once I actually saw the opening of the happy hour, or even the opening, or listened to the opening of Sourdough, I just knew, I was like, well, whatever skills I have, you know, gotten from creating this project, I'm going to keep with me for a very long time. I have learned how to edit and how to, you know, remaster sound and fix things and whatnot. And Maria has taught me different things. So I know I'm coming from this project, I'm going to be taking so much information that I know I can use later. Besides, you know, I guess I feel like everybody did this. They all, you know, did the puzzles and they brushed up on their cooking and whatnot. I started running. I mean, just to keep up, once gyms were closed here, just to keep up with my fitness, I started actually running outside. I live really close to Van Cortlandt Park, so that's kind of been my thing. I'm a runner. I have not tried to make sourdough. I think I tried to make bread once, and it didn't turn out right. I'm better with just, you know, boiling some pasta or making a pie or cupcakes or cookies or something like that. I'm not a bread maker at all. I wish I was. I should probably, somebody please give me like a good recipe.
A food